Carried. Oh, that's me off the hook. Right, Waikura Linwood-Central-Heathcote Community Board.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor and Councillors.
Just a moment. I'm just waiting for this to happen.
Just waiting for the computer.
Yeah. We went to sleep.
No?
No, not us.
Not us. Got bench spinach up.
Here we go. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor and Councillors. We held meetings on the 6th and 22nd of May. Decisions under delegation we signed off on the Linwood Pool concept design, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, and the Scott Park draft landscape plan. Also on no stopping restrictions in Manchester and Purchase Street, and formalising of a road name in Bromley, and we made minor amendments to an easement in Olivia's and Settlers Crescent reserves. We made several grants from the Youth Development Fund for youth to attend a variety of activities. And, several ones, and next one.
Yeah, it's both of them.
And next one.
Yeah, I've just done it.
And we helped fund the Rising Home Centre opening and open day celebrations from our discretionary money. The Mayor opened that new facility again, which I think is looking fantastic. We slide 7, we've got a part A. Yeah. We have a part A recommendation to Council, which is the delegation of a sign-off of the main contract for Linwood Pool to the Chief Executive. Item 5 on your agenda. Look, we really need you to vote for this. Our entire board, except for one member, voted for this, and we don't want it held up because of that one member. Please listen to our board. It needs to go ahead. It needs to be able to this to happen, so that we can get it going quicker, get it going quickly ahead, and rather than it coming back and forward to our board and back to council again. So please sign over the delegation of sign-off to the CEO. Now, slide 8. Yeah. Significant council projects in our area. Of course, I've talked about the Linwood Pool, and this is really, really important. But also, the board has noted that there currently are no electric car charging units within our community board area, as shown by the map on the screen. The board is keen to future-proof the pool facility to include infrastructure for electric car charging, so that chargers can be installed at a later time, and also to install infrastructure for future court lighting there as well. It's more about future-proofing rather than asking for money to have it happen now. Next one, yeah. Significant community issues, events and projects in a board area. We've had several people come to our public forum. We've had the Mount Pleasant Residents Association updating us on Estuary Fest. We've had a resident of Moa Place asking that the swing be replaced. That was removed by council staff there. We've had our local resident spoke to us about the possibility of a bus passenger lounge being situated at Eastgate Shopping Mall. Given that this is a hub there, and they all stand on the outside of the road, not like in Riccarton or in other places. And he suggested that the former post shop Kiwibank site would be a good space for a bus lounge, owing to it having a frontage and access onto Aldwins Road. So we'd like you to think about a bus waiting area at that hub. Slide 10, yeah. And we also had people representing the Christchurch 360 Trail, and you'll know all about this, and their concerns about the delays in the implementation of the Estuary Edge project. So they want to make sure that the trail finishes as soon as possible, and are wondering why it hasn't happened. But that is also driven by Ihutai Trust as well, and so they need to have a conversation together. V&A members came, Victoria Neighbourhood Association, and they wanted the board, requesting the board removal of damaged and dying trees in Gracefield Ave. And also too, on this one, we've got the opening of Rising Home, and you've got spoken about that. But we've also got the sale of alcohol application appeal at 375 Ferry Road. The Alcohol Regulatory and Licensing Authority, ALA, released its decision on the applicant's appeal on 27th of May. The authority dismissed the appeal, and the board wishes to acknowledge the assistance that the council and staff here provided to the community board for the appeal. There's been no re-appeal to that, so the decision stands, and the community are celebrating that decision. Progress report against the community board plan. We have our two big projects, as I've outlined to you before. And we've got Opawaho to Ihutai, which is the lower Heathcote River, which we hope to have a plan, and we hope to get into the LTP and get staff support for this project. And we held a seminar on the 10th of June to discuss the progress of the two cornerstone projects. The other one, of course, has been Greening the East, which is our project about getting the East looking as green as the West. The board has allocated $25,000 of the board's discretionary response fund to support the commencement of the Greening the East project, and will consider requests from the discretionary response fund for community projects in the lower Heathcote stretch as well for our other project. A working party has been established to enable the Opawaho to Ihutai project to maintain momentum. Okay, nice one. Community board matters of interest. Christchurch Documentary Project. This is part Woolston 2019. This is part of the Christchurch Documentary Project, which set out to create a documentary photographic record of communities across the city. This one is about Woolston community, and the exhibition will be displayed online and at a venue in Woolston from mid-November through to December. We also received a deputation from the Avon Heathcote Estuary Ihutai Trust on the importance of the designation of the estuary as part of the East Asia Australasian Flyway. The board supported the deputation's request to support any initiatives that support bird life protection areas within the Avon Heathcote Estuary. The board also wants to support the Ihutai Trust with regards to the development of the Christchurch 360 Trail in the Estuary Green Edge Walkway. They requested an update on the major cycleway route, Rapanui Shagrock route, adjacent to the estuary edge, to get on top of this whole subject here. Also, one last thing, if you want to be part of the Matariki celebrations, on the 22nd of June, Avebury House is having a big Matariki celebration from 2:30 to 7:30 that day. Thank you very much.
We've got a couple of minutes for questions. Vicky?
The electric car charging stations, I'm surprised by the big gap. What would you like us to do about that? And
It came up regarding with the pool, where our board wanted to see that we future-proofed so that we could put them in, even if we couldn't afford it now, we could put them in at a later date. But there are several areas in our ward. What was that one that came up the other day? Carroll Stadium came up at our board meeting just the other day. It's another possible venue for that, for electric car charging, because of the work that's been done there at the present, just coming up soon, isn't it?
I wonder if it would be helpful, because it's concerning if there's gaps in the infrastructure, and I can just send an email now if it's helpful. If we ask for because I'm amazed that we're building any facility without electric car charging, like they're going in at the Riccarton Community Centre because they have to go in. But I'm just wondering if it would be useful if we get an update on that area and where we could possibly put them, because Orion have been incredibly helpful with it. We have a small fund helping businesses, and now Meridian is also keen to get into the area. So I'm happy to bring that back to the innovation and sustainability.
Well,
if
we
that's
would really
helpful.
appreciate that if you did that, because, I mean, it is a whole area bereft of it. Do we have them at Sumner Library? Oh, no, we don't have them there either. Ah, so we do have one over at Sumner Library, but it's a long way from Linwood.
It would be also a really good spot maybe for some Yugo share, because it's right opposite the council space as well. Yeah.
Good, okay. So would someone like to move that? Moved by Dion, second by Sarah. I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Yep.
I just wanted to acknowledge Sally actually and just say thank you for the work that you've been doing, and especially given the situation. Just really, really appreciate everything that you're doing for us and for the board. And I know that it's a really tough time, but you know, you have our appreciation, and I really, really appreciate it, and I know all of us do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll second that as well.
Yeah. All right. I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no.
Aye.
That's carried. Thank you. Thanks very much.